Hi again everyone, it's Paul Elliott from Stretching Canada. I wanted to continue the videos with stretches to the neck, in this case the posterior cervical spine. I find that at the end of a day, when I've been working on people like this, or even just doing the stretches, my head, of course the head weighs about 12, 15 pounds. The muscles in the back, I find that in order for me to be sort of fully active, by the end of the day, the muscles start to get a little tight, or certainly by the end of the week. And I want to be able to activate the muscles in the front to stretch the muscles in the back, as opposed to just dropping the forehead or dropping the chin down. The problem with this is very much like what I was talking about with the pec stretches. If you're just leaning against the wall, the muscles that you're asking to hold you up are also the muscles you're asking to stretch. So if I just drop my head down, these muscles will allow for that movement to take place, meaning it's an eccentric contraction as the muscles elongate under load. So if I actually engage longus coli, really, if I think about it, just dropping my chin in like this is a great exercise that's offered by a lot of therapists and physicians for people that have experienced concussion or whiplash, just to mobilize. And really what's happening here is that the longus coli are engaging and telling these muscles in the back, the erector muscles, to release in order for that head to go up. So now in that state of release, with the chin tucked in, I can actively draw the forehead down, say down towards between my knees, or down, I think about my forehead going down into my sternum. And that's the action. So this is the active part of the active isolated stretching. Actively engaging longus coli, releasing the muscles in the back. And then here's the other part. I'm actually, with that pound of pressure, or half pound of pressure, certainly with the cervical spine, I tend to go a little lighter on my clients, certainly on myself. And the reason for that is that gradualism with active isolated stretching. We go a little bit further if we go a little bit lighter. So what I'm doing is I'm tucking in, reaching down, breathing out. I get to end range, and at end range, I'm still continuing to reach down and gain further access to those muscles in the back. And I'm really just putting the pads of my fingers on the cranium and let the elbows drop down. 1, 2, to feel that stretch in the back. What I'm not doing is I'm not tucking in, reaching down, and then pulling on the back of my head, because then there's too much force pulling down, and it's hard to regulate. It just hasn't got the finesse of that 1, 2. Tuck in, reach down, breathe out. 1, 2. So really, I'm just on the cranium. I'm taking the pads of my fingers and just sort of hooking on to whatever, taking out the play of the fascial tissues in the cranium, and just adding that little bit of pressure here. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now here's another little trick that you're not going to see in the manual if you take the course, is I completely disengage in order for my head to allow itself to come all the way up. If there's anything touching it, I might not, and plus the weight of my arms, my head might not come all the way up. And the problem with that is, if I'm still halfway up or halfway down, the muscles are still in a state of contraction. So they need to be able to come all the way up, relax, to accept that new oxygenated blood. So here's the protocol from beginning to end. I'll just do 3, so you're not watching me do like 8, which is what I usually do. Breathe in. As I breathe out, tuck in, reach down, keep reaching down, breathing out. And it says 1 and 2. Tuck in, reach down, breathe out. And 1 and 2. And let's do one last one. 1 and 2. So just to reiterate the half pound of pressure again, if I had a raw egg between my hand and my cranium, and I was applying pressure, I'd still be able to affect positive change here, but without cracking that egg. That's about a half pound. I'm guessing. I don't know how to quantify it unless I go to a market and put my finger on the scale and sort of press, and you'll be very surprised how light a pound of pressure is. It's incredibly light, but it still affects positive change. So, Paul Elliott from Stretching Canada. Go to stretchingcanada.com if you want to register for any of the seminars that are coming up. We have seminars coming up here in Montreal on April 18th and 19th, Vancouver at the end of May, Sudbury end of May, Playa del Carmen in the in the fall, Toronto in the fall. So stretchingcanada.com, and just go to the upcoming seminars and you'll find the link there. Paul Elliott from Stretching